The Belize Workers Union has struck a deal with the management of BSI for a wage increase for permanent hourly workers. A brief signing ceremony was held this morning at BSI Staff Club in Orange Walk Town, where executive of BWU and BSI signed the agreement. The new BSI-BWU collective agreement provides for an increase in wage rates for hourly paid workers at the Tower Hill Factory, Slip Dock, Research and Transport departments. According to the agreement, the increase is of 4% for the period July 1st, 2011 to June 30th, 2012, and a 5% increase for the period July 1st, 2012 to June 30th, 2014. President of BWU, Ian Leva, told Love News this is a great achievement.
It was very important because it's been 18 months since our last wage increase from the 30th of June 2010. We haven't gotten any wage increase, so with this increase it's very important for the workers, and I believe it will help the workers for the upcoming year.
Is this what you guys were bargaining for, or is it something that you had to negotiate with BSI?
We had to negotiate.
Initially, what was it that you were looking for?
Well, we were looking for 5% for this year and an additional 6% for next year.
Besides the wage increase, there was a side agreement for a bonus to be paid to workers as early as this Thursday. Finance Director and Assistant General Manager Belisario Carballo explains.
There is also a side agreement that was agreed as part of the overall negotiations for a 3% bonus for the period 1st July 2011 to 30th of June 2012.
In numbers, in money, how much would you think this represents?
Besides, it's hard for me just to put a number on it right now, because a number of other benefits that we have that are affiliated with and associated with wages would increase at the same time. No? So we have a number of other incentives, and so when we have a wage increase, it's not just the increase itself that amounts to a monetary figure, but also the other benefits get affected as well.
The bonus each worker will get will be calculated based on their annual earnings from the 1st of July 2011 to June 30th, 2012. The first payment this Thursday is for the period July 1st, 2011 to December 31st, 2011. Later this year, they will receive bonus payments for January 1st, 2012 to June 30th, 2012. Negotiations for the wage increase started last December, and according to Carballo, finalizing the agreement had to be held back. How easy or difficult would you say it was to reach to this agreement?
Well, it was these negotiations that concluded today with the signing of this agreement had been put on hold for a while. They were actually due to have been held earlier from last year. But under the circumstances that BSI faced at the time, with all the challenges that we had, particularly with respect to the financing and the need to put in place short-term measures to ensure that we have a crop last year and also to have a crop this year, those negotiations were put on hold. And so, whilst delayed, there was an understanding on both the union side and from our side that it's best for it to have been delayed up to this time. Now when we have started the crop, when we have the crop now well underway, I think it was a good time for us to then sit down and have a good, and we feel it's been a fruitful negotiations.
Carballo told us that subsequent changes in the wage rates after 2014 will be subject to future discussions and agreements between BSI and BWU. But how about payments for dividends owed to workers over a decade? We asked this to President of BWU, Ian Leva.
What we understand from the Managing Director this morning, he gave us an update on the selling of shares, not the BH shares, it's company shares, no? It's what you call free shares or something like that. He mentioned that we have Banco Atlantita from Honduras interested in buying, and also American Sugar Refinery. And he mentioned this morning that in part of their negotiations, the dividend payments for workers is a major item on that agenda.
What follows after this, according to Leva, is negotiating for a similar increase for BSI storage workers in Belize City. Witnessing the signing of the agreement this morning was Ida Reyes of the Labor Department. Reporting for Love News from Orange Walk, I'm Arturo Cantun.